Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes on this Tuesday, the 1st of August. This summer is just sort of rolling along, and we are in the sweet spot here as far as uh, the weather is concerned. And we take a look at the satellite photograph loop tonight, and there's some fair weather clouds over parts of the Northeast, but actually weather conditions are quite nice up and down the eastern seaboard with just a few minor exceptions. You can see some of the lightning strikes going on in parts of coastal North Carolina into South Carolina and southern Georgia, and also scattered in central and southern Florida. But for the most part, the east is in good shape. This milky white that you see from the Great Lakes southeastward into Ohio and West Virginia, southern Pennsylvania, and then into Maryland and Delaware, that's some smoke, and it's producing a smoky haze in those areas. But it's not enough to take away from what has been a really nice day, and we've got another one coming up for tomorrow. You see some action up in the northern plains. That's where we have some severe weather risks today. Also seeing some showers and thunderstorms in the southwest as the monsoon gets underway. But in the meantime, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, just looking at some of the temperature dew points here in the Northeast, it's just downright delightful. We have dew points in the upper 40s and low 50s in most places. And you have to really get down into Virginia, where even here we have dew points in the upper 50s and low 60s. And then they start to pick up a bit into the middle and upper 60s and even some 70-degree dew points as you head down into South Carolina and into the southern half of the state of Georgia. So overall, just a nice dry air mass that's settling overhead, and it's moving slowly, which means we're going to get another day of this. Radars in the Northeast are pretty much quiet, with the exception of some widely scattered showers in parts of Maine and a couple of showers that have popped up east of Lake Ontario and upstate New York. Otherwise, you just have to head down to the southeast coast, where we're seeing some scattered showers and storms there. And in southern Florida, you can see some of the storms developing up in the northern plains, where again we have some severe weather risk, and the monsoon bringing areas of showers and thunderstorms, particularly into central Colorado, right up Route 125 and into Denver and points northward into southern Wyoming. The Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe weather there, along with southwestern Nebraska, northwestern Kansas, marginal risk that extends eastward into Missouri. We have a marginal to slight risk up in the northern the northern plains, specifically North Dakota, and also a marginal risk for isolated severe thunderstorms from eastern North Carolina on southward down the Florida, mostly the north to south, the central and eastern part of the state. Not so much a severe weather threat in the west. And rainfall amounts, again, over the next 7 days. Remember, it's convective, so that means that amounts shown could be, some local areas could wind up being double. And we're seeing anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half plus from central New Jersey and northeastern Pennsylvania up into New England. Also in the southeast, anywhere from an inch to some areas of 2 to 3 inches plus, and some 3 to 4 inch plus rainfalls in the middle Mississippi Valley, kind of nosing into parts of the Missouri River Valley. And you see some big rains up in the northern plains and extending back into Montana and into Wyoming. So the overall pattern over the next 2 weeks remains the same. We've got a blocky pattern up in the North Atlantic. Deep troughs have been coming into the eastern part of the United States, including the one we've experienced the last couple of days. That's going to pull out, but just as soon as it pulls out, there's another trough that starts to drop into the east. This one drops down from eastern Canada and moves on through on Friday, so that's probably going to bring some showers and thunderstorms late Thursday into Friday. It will also bring the humidity up for about a day and a half, and then once that pulls out, a stronger trough is going to take hold over the weekend to the west, so we should get a nice dry shot of air to come in again, although this time around it may not go as far south. It may only get down to about Maryland and Delaware in terms of comfortable dew points, as opposed to going all the way down into North Carolina and into Tennessee, for example. And then that next trough strengthens, which probably means there'll be more opportunities for showers and thunderstorms next week. Will also mean that as these troughs swing by, we'll probably get shots of dry air as well. And you see that pattern just pretty much holds for the next 2 weeks. Just breaks up, doesn't even break up toward the end. Part of it goes out, and then a new upper low starts to come down. This has been just absolutely locked in since late June. So we're getting to the point now, especially as we move through the month of August. If we hold this pattern the way it is, it's going to lead to cooler and drier air masses getting progressively cooler as the months go on. And then that's, of course, the average temperatures start to drop after about the 7th or 8th of August. So, a beauty of a day coming up for tomorrow. We'll have sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s with low humidity. Humidity starts to come up Thursday as a cold front approaches. Maybe it sets off a shower or thunderstorm Thursday evening. Some heavier storms moving through Kentucky and Tennessee and into the southeast. And then the upper trough comes by, and that could set off a shower or thunderstorm or two during the day Friday and into Friday evening until the trough, the front passes offshore. Then we've got another dry high that builds in. It's a weak one, not as strong as this one was, but it'll be enough to bring the humidity down again for Saturday and Sunday. The weekend looks dry. And then as the next weather system approaches with the next cold front, we can probably see some showers and thunderstorms come in later Monday into Monday night. Bit of a break, and then another front comes in later Wednesday and Wednesday night of next week with showers and thunderstorms. One thing we can say through all of this pattern is the fact that hot weather will not be a problem. There might always be that odd day where temperatures get very warm to borderline hot, but in terms of any kind of extended heat and humidity, it looks like that's not going to be the case for the next 2 weeks. I know folks always complain about the humidity almost as much as they complain about the heat, but humidity is not going to be with us constantly like we saw for stretches during the month of July. No Joe and Joe weather show tonight. Joe has a talk tonight, so he's taking off. So since the weather's quiet, we thought we'd take a day off, and we'll be back tomorrow night at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. So we hope to see you then.